Welcome back and welcome aboard once again this Beechcraft King Air 350i. We are here in Atlanta. We just flew in here in a CRJ 200 the other day, and now without further ado, we are flying on the VATSIM network. Today we'll be doing a battery start, and there's no air traffic control, so we're doing our pilot callouts, and we are going to a wonderful place in Georgia as well. I've never flown here before, but decided to fly here because it looked like it was a pretty scenic route. So without further ado, let you guys know we're going to Asheville Regional, which is in North Carolina. Elevation there is 2,164 feet. So that's where we're headed today. It's about a 52-minute flying time here. We'll be flying at flight level 210, doing all of our flight planning and arrivals there, so we will most certainly see how this goes. All right, without further ado, let's first of all, let's make sure our parking brake, make sure all our switches here are where they need to be, and we'll make sure our parking brake over here, which is here, is set. That's all good to go. Let's come down here and double check all of our gauges. Everything is off, just doing a pre-flight of the aircraft. And then of course here we need to check how much fuel we have loaded in here, but we're not going to be able to tell it yet until we turn on the power. So without further ado, first of all, let's get rid of this yoke for all the pre-flight stuff. So without further ado, we're going to come right here, click this battery to the up position. Now you see we are getting some power in the aircraft. You can see our fuel stores right there are right at about 1,300 pounds per tank. Which gives us some good fuel for our trip, more than enough fuel than we need. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and let's go ahead and get this squared away here. One more, continue, and then of course down here we want to make sure our beacon is on and our nav light is on, which it is, so those lights outside are on. We want to get our condition levers here back. We don't need them full forward for start, so we'll get them there. And I think everything else is pretty much good to go at this point. So let's go ahead and get the aircraft started up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this ignition on, and then we're going to hit this right ignition switch here. All right, we've got some rotation onto the prop. Let's also come over here and wait for this to get to about 20%. Perfect. Let's go ahead and introduce some fuel at low idle. All right. She's coming up nicely. Alright, stabilizing there. Let's wait for that torque to come down slightly. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw this bad boy in full idle, or excuse me, we're going to put the fuel mixture to rich on that side, for the simple reason you have to do that in order to ensure that the generator is going to connect appropriately. On up, and now we have power. And of course we need to go ahead and turn that inverter up as well, and you'll see that we're getting more power onto the aircraft, of course, as we should. Alright, that engine is nice and stable. Everything else is looking good. Without further ado, let's continue the process and get number 2 started. We've got rotation here. And of course, we'll wait to this to go ahead and get to 20% on the turbine. All right. Got our next engine. We're just going to wait for that to stabilize. Alright, stable enough for us to throw it in the high idle. And our torque there will stabilize as well. And same thing over here, we'll turn the ignition off. We'll go ahead and turn that generator on to reset. And we'll turn our left inverter on here. Some type of little easy button. Alright, now what we're going to do is we are going to put our levers, our condition levers, all the way up for takeoff. And as you can see here on the annunciator panel, we have auto feather off. So what we need to do is come here, arm auto feather. Now that's off the annunciator. And everything else looks good. Friction off feather. Let's go down here. Alright, pitch trim is on. Rudder boost. Alright, everything down here looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and get our taxi recognition lights on. Make our call out. Atlanta traffic, Silver 318 over here on the north cargo ramp. Will be taxiing Alpha for departure runway left for departure to the north for Atlanta traffic. Alright, so like I said, we're going to make a sharp left turn, look for a A7 taxiway, take a right onto Alpha, and we're out of here. So let's go ahead and put our yoke back up. Just double check FMS1 is on, looking good. Our flight director is obviously on. We also already have our altitude set. Our flaps are set for takeoff. Now what you're going to notice here really quick, I'm going to go ahead and put this into reverse really quick and take it off so I can put the props into beta for taxi. Alright, and you'll see the handle come up. Now it actually sounds like we're going faster, but that's better for a slower controlled taxi. Alright folks, let's come on over here and release the parking brake. You can see in yellow over there, there's another aircraft. Even in beta, she gets away, so you got to be pretty useful with the brakes. All right. Alright, we should be on Alpha now. We're just going to taxi all the way down. You can see the Renaissance Hotel over there, some cargo planes. Plane parking over there. All right. Got some little Delta aircraft over there. And flying time today is approximately 52 minutes. All right, we're almost to the threshold of runway 8 left. All right, we are here. Let's just double check the delay. Sure, let's go ahead and take her out of beta. All right, we're out of beta. And let's turn on our landing lights and our strobes. Let's see, we've got all of our lights on: landing, taxi, nav, recognition, beacon, and strobe. All right, folks, let's get out of here. We'll get airborne and we will do what we came to do. Atlanta traffic, Silver 318. Departing runway 8 left for north departure for Atlanta traffic. All right. Really got to be on it aggressively here with the brakes because she likes to do her own thing, so to speak, when she's in out of beta. Takeoff power is set. Torques are looking good. Nothing's in the red. And V1 rotate. Coming off, positive rate.
Traffic.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1069 is taxiing from ramp 3 to 8 right via Foxtrot 3
All right,
Echo
we
Hotel.
are airborne and climbing. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Flaps up. Gear is up.
Atlanta
Now we can
traffic, Delta
essentially come down
1649,
here.
taxiing to runway 9 or less
On
via
autopilot, yaw
taxiway
damper,
Lima.
get it on heading, and we'll go straight into our climb. All right. So now we are climbing. Once it gets to about 160 SIAS, or indicated airspeed, if it does get to that point, then I'll go ahead and put it in IAS climb and we'll maintain that climb. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to hit this, let's see here. First of all, we got to get this on the map. Change this course indicator here. And then now, of course, we are going to say we want to go direct to Smoky. We want to activate that, and then we want to come down here and we want to put that into the nav mode. And then now we'll go ahead and turn direct towards Smoky. Turn this back to our flight plan, and then we'll get this guy here. And as you can see, we got the timer already started on itself, which is awesome. And back here to the map. Alright. So now we're direct Smoky. Flaps are up and clean. Gear is up. Now we're going to watch our torque. So we'll put this in a little bit of a climb. And now we'll go into an indicated airspeed hold. Now the aircraft will try to maintain this speed in its climb the best it can. We may have to make some adjustments. Whip that. Now we are northbound. You can see downtown. Atlanta there. Nice view there.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1069 is going to be taking off, runway 8 right, for a northbound departure on the
Alright, in the meantime, let's look and see what we have going on. We still got to climb at about 2,500 feet, so that's a good climb rate. We just passed the 10,000 feet mark, so now we can come over here and get our landing lights off. Get our taxi light off, of course. And finally, our recognition light. Beacon and strobes will stay on. Alright, we got about 10,000 to go until we are at our final cruising altitude for this trip. Alright, still here, cruising along, flight level 210 or 21,000 feet over these mountains. We're reeling it in. Let's come over here and take a look. We've got 53 nautical miles to go until Sugar Loaf Mountain. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and start our descent. Let's come in a little bit so we can see a little bit more clear on this map. Alright, and we are going to bring it down all the way to 6,000 feet. Let's come down here now. Put it into the vertical speed mode. All right. Make sure we're still on the good path there. We are. And now, of course, we are starting our descent. So we'll be bringing back our power so that we most certainly don't overspeed. Okay, there's the airport right here. It's a good visual day, guys. What do you say we just take this thing visual? Let's have some fun. Alright, autopilot is effectively off. go ahead and throw our landing lights on. Let's go props to full. And we'll turn our prop sync off. All right. So we're gonna make a little north-facing turn here. Stay nice and high here over these mountains. We are fully manual. We have the aircraft. And there is our destination. Alright, we're going to do a nice soft left turn. Try to keep our altitude right where we're at. Alright, so once we get over that mountain in front of us, we can essentially pretty much parallel to the field, so it's pretty much due south. We'll keep our nose pretty much pitched up here. Alright, we pretty much have our level flight. You can see we are pretty much parallel to the runway. Alright, now our next point, we pretty much need to be at 4,000, so right over this terrain here. We're going to essentially turn west and then prepare for landing. One stage of flaps coming out. Alright, we're pretty much almost done with our western turn. Let's go ahead and continue the turn south. Alright, there's the field there. We're going to come down on the gear. Landing gear is down. 3 green. Alright. And we'll go ahead for our last stage of flaps here. Alright, coming back on the power. Last stage of flaps coming out. Alright, we are looking good. Gear is down, flaps are set to land. Asheville traffic, Silver 318, short final, runway 17, full stop, Asheville traffic. Alright. Got a good visual of the runway here. All right. All right. All right, reversers are off. Asheville traffic, Silver 318, clear of runway 17, taxiing the ramp via Alpha for Asheville traffic. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing into beta.
Traffic. Traffic.